Body checking. What is it? Why do we do it? How does it keep us stuck in our eating disorder? And how the heck do we get rid of it? Body checking is something that I love talking about and I think is not talked about enough. Many eating disorder behaviors are, we jump on right away to start reducing. And many of those behaviors that you might be thinking of are restriction, overexercising, purging. However, we never talk about body checking. And it's very important to do so because it is an eating disorder behavior just like the other eating disorder behaviors, in that it serves the role of keeping the eating disorder going, and it plays a huge role in the eating disorder behaviors: restriction, purging, overexercising. So let's get into it. So first question, why do you body check? Some things that might come to mind are you want to feel better. You want to feel more in control. You want to feel less anxiety. That is the common reason for body checking, is that we are trying to relieve some anxiety by checking our body. Now, the second question, have you ever thought about how that body checking, how you're feeling after body checking, and compared it to how you're feeling before body checking? What actually happens when you're body checking? Are you relieving anxiety? How does it affect your eating? How is it affecting your decisions in recovery? And how is it affecting your eating disorder? So now that's something you can do on your own as well. Continue to raise awareness. I will link below, but I have a couple activities on my blog post associated with this on body checking, and you can start to raise awareness of when you're body checking, how you're feeling before, how you're feeling after, and start to see those patterns and trends. Okay. Now I want to talk a little bit about the research. Doing this on your own and raising that awareness is going to be the biggest teacher. Experience is the biggest teacher. However, I want to bring some of the research into this. The research shows that people with eating disorders who are body checking stay in their eating disorder longer, and their symptoms are greater. It has been shown that negative emotions increase with the body checking behavior. So studies have shown that your emotions will be more negative than they were before you body checked. Okay, so they keep the eating disorder going with causing more behaviors, and they also elicit negative emotions. So although we go into it trying to relieve anxiety and be in control, what we do is we lose control. We are using our eating disorder behaviors because of the negative emotions that arise, and it keeps us stuck. So that is the cycle that happens. Now, research is great, and research shows that we need to address it right off the bat, and it plays into our other eating disorder behaviors, but your own experience is going to teach you the most. So think for yourself about, how do you body check? Why do you body check? What is actually happening? And next step is do you want to change that? If you're here, I'm sure that's something that you are looking for, understanding your body checking and trying to understand and look to try and change that body checking and reduce the body checking. So let's talk about that next step, and that is the reduction of body checking. Now, when we try to stop any behavior, or when we try to make any change, it's going to take a bit. It's rewiring of the brain. It's carving a new path that is territory maybe we haven't gone to. So it's going to feel uncomfortable, super uncomfortable, because the eating disorder is going to tell you not to do it, or to keep body checking. And it's also going to feel unfamiliar. It's for sure not going to be the automatic that you go to. Your automatic is going to be to continue body checking. However, changing this is completely possible, and you can do it. So a couple things to do that I tell my clients is number one, scale. Get rid of it. Hide it. Number two, get rid of those clothes that you're measuring yourself off of. Maybe if you're not ready for that, put them in a box and put them to the side. Put them someplace that you can't see it. Number three, have putty or something to play with, a band, a rubber band, so when you go to try and body check with your hands, you can instead do that. Clean up your Instagram, clean cleaning up your Instagram or your social media accounts, those places where you will be comparing or finding triggering content to compare yourselves to, get rid of that possibility or that trigger. Other thing, mirrors. So cover your mirrors. I would recommend getting rid of them altogether or covering them with pictures that make you feel happy or mantras that you like to live by. Cover them with things that you value so that you can remind yourself that your value and your worth is not in your body, but it is in you as a person. Other ways to reduce body checking or redirect is to, when your mind goes to your body and you start to think about it, redirect to your values, redirect to things that make you feel happy or things you want to do to keep yourself busy. I've had people just, turn on Netflix or knit or go outside or journal, what have you. Just redirect your thoughts to something else so that we can decrease our body thoughts and increase the thoughts or give more space for all of the other thoughts. So those are a few things you can do. I hope those were helpful. If you are interested in reading more about the science or more about the cycle and how the eating disorder thrives in that cycle, then you can go ahead and check out the link below to the blog, and that will break it up. So check out the blog below, and that will give you a little bit more information there. And also that's where you can find the research and the 2 articles to download. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope that might at least spark some awareness or get you thinking about how body checking plays into your eating disorder. You might not be ready to fight back against it, and that's okay. You're here, and that's great. And as long as you have that grit and you keep raising that awareness and you keep that recovery voice there, even if it's small, that's a great first step. So I'm glad you're here. Until next time, I wish you all the best.